Alright, so Forza Horizon 6 just dropped today on the 19th of May. Now this is only available on PC and Xbox right now, so I know already there's going to be comments about me calling this a platinum video despite the game not being on PlayStation yet. That is, I mean, obviously this game is going to end up on the PS5 at some point after the success of Forza Horizon 5. But for today's video, just pretend, okay? Let's use our imaginations. I know it's nearing the end of the school year and some of you guys are probably out already, but stick with me here. Steam achievements are boring, so we're just gonna pretend that they're PlayStation ones today. Anyways, this is the newest Forza game of the franchise. It's pretty much just more of the usual. If anything, I think it is a solid game. I don't think it's the best Forza ever. It's not the worst one ever. It's still a pretty fun and enjoyable time. Now, regarding the trophies or achievements, the game did not go easy on us. Maybe a tad bit easier than last year, but a lot of these similar achievements remain that were very dumb and stupid from years past. In total, there is 57 trophies or achievements. I would estimate it takes between 30 to 40 hours to finish all of them for a regular player, or maybe even 50 to 60 if you take your time. And I'd rate the game at about a 3 or a 4 for difficulty because nothing is inherently hard to do. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of time. Now, starting off with Forza Horizon 6's gigantic list of content we need to finish for the trophies, the first real goal is just to play through the story. And by that, I mean going through and grabbing all the wristbands up to gold from each tier of the festival we unlock. The way this game is organized is into two parts, being the festival side and the discovery side. Each have their own set of trophies a part of this list, and they mirror each other in many ways. However, they are completely different because the festival side is related to races and XP boards, whereas the discovery side is related to finding roads, POIs, barn finds, jobs, stories, etc. The list goes on. Basically, anything that's not a part of the festival is on discovery side and vice versa. So that's the main chunk of the achievements we'll be going for. Now, there is a plethora of random ones scattered and dropped in throughout, but most are simple enough. Anyways, my apologies for getting a bit ahead of myself there, but the game itself opens up in your standard Forza Horizon format. The new main character of the game voices over how awesome the new Horizon location is at. Obviously, this time it's in Japan. I'm sure you already know that. Safe to say this game was the bomb. But after a plethora of cutscenes and intro, you then play, and the prologue race is very straightforward. Also, a new change I'm pretty sure in this game opposed to the others is you no longer really race your opponents in these types of races. It's all timed for stars and rewards. So that's a little bit odd, but you probably won't even notice it aside from there being, you know, no positions in some races, as to say. But this intro just swapped back and forth between standard high-speed racing to off-road. It does this a few times, and it took me almost 10 minutes to make it through, but I did have some dead time when booting up the game. There is a very cool transition from the festival to us watching on a TV, however, which did get my balls in a tangle. Anyways, this led us into making our character, and I just went with a standard white guy that looks somewhat like myself. Yes, I am a nerd, and I always try to make the person I play as look similar to myself. Call me a professional racist if you want. Oh my God! After that, we then talk with the two main side characters of the game, being named May and Jordan. We are basically just their friend, and we got dragged into the Horizon world because we love cars and racing. It's the standard formula for these games. I'm actually getting massive deja vu from this game and Horizon 5 because around this time last year, I made those videos on the game, and the similarities between these two are eerie, to say the least. But then we did the final intro race before finishing the prologue, and it was simply called the opening act. Another very standard race, nothing of craze, and after winning, I got the first trophy pop of the game after another cutscene with everyone talking about the Horizon Festival. Also, if you can't already catch it, I'm going to be mostly referring to the achievements as trophies because Steam achievements are, they're just lame. Now, moving on from that, we then got let out free into the world to do whatever we want. And first I went through and looked at all of the cars I got given after shelling out the $100+ price tag to play this game early. Yes, my wallet is now empty, and yes, please drop a like on the video. But this led me into using an R-class car for the first time, which is the highest or the second highest rating on a car in this game. After driving this Nissan of sorts, it then popped right away. So I then began the story festival racing events. Like all Horizon games, completing these and placing first in them gets you points that increase our festival XP to the next level. And every time you reach a new level, new races get unlocked and we get a new colored wristband, which also gets us a new trophy every single time. And on this race, which was just a beginner cross-country one, I got 2 more trophies. They both popped at the same time from completing our first first qualifier, and then also winning our first festival race event. So upon finishing first, which I did in pretty much every race because I'm not an insane man and I didn't play it on unbeatable, sorry. I would rather not break this Xbox controller I just bought to play this game with. But here's both of those trophies popping one after another. So after that, I just kept on doing the races that were available. At the start of this game, much like every other racing game, let alone every game ever, there really wasn't much to do. Hence why the higher tiers of progression unlock more activities to get. But after I was driving to a new event, I ran through a quick speed zone, and after completing it, I got another trophy called 4 Swords from completing a Link skill. Now I, honest to God, have no clue what this is other than my assumption with it being from doing a certain action within the game. Now after that, I did a race or two more, but then I had enough festival points to do the first major event of the game. These get unlocked along with reaching the next wristband threshold, and they must be completed to continue on, with the first of them all being named simply the Horizon Invitational. It's about a 5-mile long event, and you need to finish it to unlock our first wristband of the game. Now the race itself, like I said earlier, wasn't against anybody, let alone a position isn't even put up on the screen. It's simply a timed event. Now I'm gonna be brutally honest, this is a big downgrade from previous entries into Forza Horizon series. I played both 4 and 5 vigorously on my PC and my PS5, and I think those are both better games than this one. Something about the vibe of Forza Horizon 6 just kind of feels fake at times, and removing positionings from a racing game is kind of weird, especially because that sort of makes it not a race. It's more of just a drive that's getting timed for fun, I guess. And it really confuses me why they took this away, because they used to just give us a 1 out of 1. You know, if you're racing by yourself, you're in first place. And I just feel like removing that kind of takes away race motivation because, you know, there's really nothing you're chasing after. It's just kind of us driving around. But aside from that, focusing more on the trophies, the race was very easy. Obviously, I mean, this game is probably the easiest racing game to ever exist. And after I did finish it, no sort of on-screen notifier popped up to tell us how we did. Instead, a montage of cool cars, loud sounds, and bright lights pop up. Maybe this is the racing game for the iPad kids after all, god damn it. And then for whatever reason, now we get to pick our car. I feel like, again, this is very backwards. Usually they give you a car before 2 hours of gameplay and free roaming is available, but okay. I chose the white one because I'm a white supremacist. No, I'm kidding. It looked the coolest. And then the trophy, Welcome to the Horizon, finally popped because we have now attained our yellow wristband, the first of many. So moving on from that, I then got back to racing like usual, stopping here and there to smell the roses and, you know, also launch my car thousands of feet off of ramps, danger signs, truly one of the best staples of a Forza game. And they did it right once again. Round of applause. I mean, if they mess it up, that'd be kind of sad. It's never been so fun launching a vehicle off a ramp into certain parallel if this were a realistic game. After about another hour or so of that, I then reached the next festival event that was gatekeeping a new wristband. This time it included a Horizon Rush event called Peer Pressure. A little Easter egg in that name, how fun. But this event will net us 2 trophies after completion, by the way, called Car Core and Festival Fun. Now before getting to those, the race itself was a bit bland again. There wasn't any massive planes racing us, snow robots, etc. You know, nothing was racing us at all, not even other cars. I, however, was racing the voices because I'm severely mentally ill, so I'm just kidding. And for whatever reason, they were also timing certain sections of a race as if we were trying to beat somebody's time. But again, there was no positioning in the race. I don't really know what's happening. This just also felt like something new they did, which had no reasoning in doing. I don't know. I just don't get why the developers added certain things and then took away others. But anyways, once finishing it, we do see a results screen this time, and I apparently got 2 stars. Would have been great to know this time while I was playing the event, but they don't show you that while you're playing it, so cool, I guess. And then both the trophies after did pop. First, the Car Core one from completing the Horizon Rush event, and then a few moments later after the loading screen, which sometimes takes minutes to load. I love modern day optimization. Finally, the festival fan trophy from earning the green wristband then popped. Now, after getting that green wristband, I did take a bit of a break, or rather the goalpost just got moved between now and the next wristband, both because I began to do some other things within the game, and because they started making the wristbands a bit harder to get and taking quite a lot longer. So my next handful of trophies were all just sort of random. First was called Pin It, from just discovering 10 landmarks, which you will undoubtedly get on accident while just driving around. So once I did reach 10, here's the trophy pop. Next up was called First Love, from purchasing a car from the auto show. Again, this will happen to you as you play no matter what, unless you're just a freak of nature. But I had to buy one for a certain racing event I was doing, and I ended up purchasing a car I had never heard before called an Auto Zam. I then painted it the Yoshi wrap because, I mean, it looked more fun than these pure white ones below, which just reminded me of tampons. After confirming the purchase, the trophy then popped right away, and here it is. After that, I then joined up with my boy Quest, and we played some online together, just having fun for the most part. Not really going for anything in specific, just kind of exploring the online and how that works. During this session, we also did lasts a while. I also got my first trophy from the discovery portion of the game, and regarding the yellow stamp. Now, I don't really know what made this unlock right now, as I'm just doing racing in new areas, finding new roads, and I guess just pushing that bar over the edge. But the only other difference between this trophy and the yellow wristband one is that with the stamps, there isn't ever an event you need to do to unlock them. They just kind of get given to you once you cross the XP threshold. So once I finished this one random race and crossed that boundary, it popped right away. Me and the homie then kept on gaming away. We played some very weird modes of the online, like hide and seek, which is, as far as I know, damn near impossible to win. We lost without even coming close. But then we switched back to normal racing, and I did a spec racing championship apparently. I'm honestly not positive what this race event really is, but after completing it, I got a trophy from completing a race event within a, a spec racing championship, obviously, so here's that. Now, to wrap up my time in the online, I tried out the eliminator mode one last time. Now, if you've played Forza Horizon 5 and even more in depth, you went for its platinum, you would remember the Eliminator because it has one of the most RNG game modes and trophies to ever touch the Horizon universe. And they made us win a match of it for a trophy last year. Now, thankfully, this year they did not throw that one in. They did keep some other very dumb trophies, but yeah, we got away with that one. So I played a few rounds of it. I obviously didn't win any. Just kidding. I actually did win one. Yeah, I actually got on super early in the morning to play some of this game, and during one of them, I actually got a few trophies. First, from discovering all 10 regions of the game. Again, this will happen regardless at some point in your playthrough. And the other trophy I got was just from smashing my first regional mascot, which is just one of the 2 collectible types in the game. And I just did that at random when I was bored waiting for an eliminator match to load in. So yeah, GG's, a very easy trophy. But then I got super lucky and I had a maxed out car very early on, and then I just kind of cleaned house, honestly. It wasn't very close. I felt pretty good doing it, and just for the love of the game. This is basically our platinum trophy, am I right? Haha, I fucking wish. No, but funnily enough, after I did win, it actually got me to over level 10 in Horizon Play, which was actually a trophy, so there you go. Now, moving on from that spur of trophies, I then just did a few random events that also do give trophies. First being the time attack circuit. There's a handful of these around the game, and you just begin them by driving into their start. You then race against a time, whether that be your personal best or other players' personal best. After setting a lap time for the first time, the trophy, Another Lap Won't Hurt, will then pop, and here it is. After that, I then did a drag meet, another staple of Forza and racing games in general. Also, very, very standard. Just do a drag race. It's just a straight race. After completing it, I then got the trophy pop, and here it is. After that, I then reached another festival event, this time being the Blue Horizon Festival wristband, and probably the most wild race in the game. It's called Mech My Day, and you race none other than a giant mech throughout the city. A great callback to the famous animes of Japan and Japanese culture to begin with. Now, the race itself was very fun, obviously. I mean, it's pretty much going to be when you race a giant mech suit, but it was a bit gimmicky because it's not really a race. Sure, they finally gave us a position to chase after, but at the very end, he just gets down on both knees like he's begging for a BBC, and then that allows us to cross the finish line first and win. So yeah, it's basically a participation award. However, I did get a double trophy pop again from completing the Mech My Day event and then getting the blue wristband after all was said and done. Now, I then went on a bit of a trophy gathering hiatus. Before that began, however, I did get one more quick trophy I slipped in from just purchasing an aftermarket car called Bargain Hunt. Now, these are new to the Horizon world and randomly pop up around the map, but it's basically just a car that someone is selling and can only be found within the map. So once I spotted one and thought, hey, let me go check this out, I just simply bought it because it wasn't that expensive, and yeah, the trophy popped right away. So then for the next hour and a half, nothing really of note happened. I was getting fairly into the wristbands now, so it's not a surprise that the time between major events was enlarging, but just like how the penis enlarges, it can only go on for so long before it bursts, and I finally did reach another festival event, this time regarding the pink wristband, and the race was another Horizon Rush one called Off Piste. I have no clue. I don't speak French. But again, since this was a Horizon Rush labeled event, we didn't race anyone besides the man behind the scene. And again, for whatever reason, they gave us these dumb time segments. However, they don't say in the race the time we need for 3 stars, which is the most and means you've beaten the race in the eyes of the developers, that is. And I again placed a 2-star time, meaning I suck cock. Now, I'm not sure if I'm on an island when complaining about the time segments meaning nothing, but it would have been very cool if they, I don't know, were red when you weren't on track with a good time, if they just turned turned red if you had a slower time compared to the good time, or they even said how far we are behind from a 3-star time when racing. I'm not sure if it does that on a second try because I never tried them again because, you know, they're inherently bland, but I just feel like in so many instances, this game just falls slightly short on the new things they were trying to implement, which sadly might be why Forza Horizon really has not changed much since its conception. I don't know, I'm not a racing game critic, but this one just felt different in some ways that was worse, unfortunately. Also, just getting a 2-star rating on the race still lets us win, of course, and I got the pink wristband trophy as well. So I then did a few more races, but ultimately I got pretty bored of the races available in this game. I'm not sure if I've just played way too much Forza in the last 3 days or if this game just isn't as fun as I used to think it is. But my solution in this was to go do some side content within the game to see if anything else would spike my enjoyment level. So I decided to do a job. Yes, my solution when being bored was to find a job. Some of you guys out there should also seek this wisdom in your real life. But I did the delivery job, and this job in this game quite literally had us be a DoorDash driver. And I gotta say, respect to those people out there who DoorDash as their job. It's horrible. I've never heard anyone I know say that DoorDashing is actually a good job, and after doing it virtually, I also do hate it. But after I did finish my first shift, I got a trophy from completing my first job. Shout out to working 9 to 5. After that, I real fast drove over to a house that I wanted to buy because I hadn't yet done that. On the way, I also smashed any boards or mascots I saw, which again are 2 types of collectibles in this game. But after arriving at the house, it ended up being free because I'm a VIP member. Yeah, I don't mean to brag. I have no money. Whoever buys this for 3 million credits though, suck my... Yeah, you probably have... Actually, no, they probably... Whoever... If you buy this legitimately, you're probably better off than I am. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, after I purchased the home, it upped my discovery points to the next threshold, and I unlocked the green stamp, getting that trophy as well. Again, this is related to the discovery side, and every time you reach a new milestone, it just gives it to you. So I then went back to work in the 9 to 5 because, I mean, hey, my housing may have been free, but the water bill is always a bitch. After about an hour of that, I clocked out and did my first story of the game. Stories are an iconic part of Forza Horizon's games, and sometimes hold some of the most fun parts of the games themselves. This one, however, yeah, I'm not sure if more will be added, but they were so bland. Almost half the stories in this game are just us following around May on day tours of Tokyo. And you get explicitly told while doing these, do not race ahead and just drive slowly behind and listen to the dialogue about the city. I don't know, it's just not for me. They are very easy, however, obviously, and getting 3 stars on one is not a challenge. So once I did that first try, the trophy pop from doing that called Dedicated Tourist. At least we aren't dedicated terrorists. Shout out to Hiroshima. After that, I then did the trophy called Blank Slate, which was in regard to us purchasing the Yashiki Player House. This is the estate of the game, which is again a new feature as far as I know or remember. Basically, you get given a house, garage, and some plot of land to build stuff on. And you don't have to do any of that aside from the intro to the place, which does require us to clean it out. Also, that trophy pops right away when getting here, so there's that, I guess. But then you do have to clean out the path up, and I guess it was fun. I didn't mess around with any of the free building or decorating because, I mean, I just don't care for stuff like that in games. It is cool, however, so nice job on that one if you care. But right next to that house was the first Togue event of the game I would find. Now, there is 5 of these total that we need to complete for a trophy later on, but there also is a trophy from just doing the first one. Now, you might wonder, what is a Togue or a Touge event? What is it? And I'll explain that in like 10 seconds. It's literally just another race, typically with fast cars, and that's about it. The events themselves also only show up when driving by them, and they are all in all very simple events. After completing my first one, trophy also did pop right away, so very nice indeed. Now, before I hopped off to go hop on your boyfriend's peener, I then did one more trophy called Show Me What You've Got real fast, from simply displaying 3 cars in your garage at once. And this is very easy, just display 3 cars. I don't know why I need to explain that, but here it is popping after I did the very self-explanatory objective. Now, the next trophy I would go after was called What Are You Doing in My Estate? From visiting another player's estate. And this trophy is a bit weird, but it popped after I opened up my own estate to public and then traveled to my own. Even though I'm pretty sure it's supposed to pop after visiting one from the community, I honestly have no idea, but I got it, so hey, moving on to the next trophy. This time I did reach another festival event and another double trophy pop like usual. The event itself was called Flight Club. Get it? Because it's like Fight Club, except we raced after a bunch of planes and not a schizophrenic paranoid man who runs a club where he fights men in his basement. Goated movie though, true male personality arc.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyways, the race was cool, I guess. Again, not much drama was levied in it because you don't really have to win, or rather can win. I mean, we're racing planes. I did do it with my homie again, however, which did make it much more enjoyable because I actually had some reason in wanting to win the race besides my own intrusive greed for first place. After finishing, I then got the trophy from beating the event itself, and then a few months later earning the orange wristband. I love how they emphasize that we earned it, despite literally not needing to win the event that gives you it. What are we doing, Forza? Anyways, right after that, I then did the purple wristband event because I guess I had that unlocked already. But the event itself was another Horizon Rush one called Launch Control, and this one was actually quite fun, mostly just because of the setting and us racing up a rocket ship, quite literally. Again, I was also joined by my friends, so that made it even more fun. I also finally got a 3-star time, so yay, I feel like a winner. And then both those trophies popped in the same order as always. First, the event trophy, which was actually from finishing 3 Horizon Rush events. Okay. And then from getting the purple wristband this time, nearly at the end of those, thankfully. And speaking of ending times, that wristband was my final one before the final one. So that was the second to last one before the final one, which is the gold one, of course. And it took me a while to get to that. There was quite the large grind for points in between those two, unlike the previous ones. During this time, I basically did a cleanup of sorts of every race there is, because you need to finish pretty much all of them and a large majority of stunts as well to even get enough points for the gold wristband. So during this very long time of just grinding this game, I would end up getting numerous collective trophies after all was said and done, including earning 36 stars from PR stunts in just the Otani region, which is the only trophy in this game tied to one specific region and PR stunts. I don't know why, but the trophy popped right here. I then completed 33 activities in Tokyo City, which is basically the same trophy as the last one, but in Tokyo City, so here is that as well. And then I finally finished 57 total Horizon Festival races. Very self-explanatory, just finish races. 57 of them, if that, and the trophy will eventually pop. I then really got after those danger signs and stunts to get more points because I had run out of races at this point. And at some point, I ended up at the Irokawa jump, which had a trophy tied to it called To the Moon from earning at least 1 star, and I did that easily, and the trophy then popped also very easy. So a bit of time then passed, and I did a bit more exploring, and I landed upon a few tube races. Now, I didn't do 5 right here, but these do count for discovery points, so after I finished whatever one I was on, I again crossed the threshold, and I got the blue stamp this time for that trophy pop. But then finally, an hour later, I reached the Horizon Legend trophy from earning the Gold Horizon Festival wristband, and as always, becoming a Horizon Legend. No, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I try not to, but this race was so goddamn uneventful for being the magnum opus race of the game. Or at least it should be. You know, you would expect the Horizon Legend race that makes us a legend would also be a legendary race. However, this time, it's just another bland-ass f***ing race with us in a fast car following other people with no time restriction, positioning base, or any possibility of losing the race. It's not even a fucking race. Something about them taking away failure from this game's important events just pisses me off. Like, if you're gonna baby gamers, which is what Forza, you know, always kind of has been doing, it's a bit more of a casual racing game, just tell us. Like, that's fine, but don't make me think that I can lose. I don't know, it's just dumb. It takes away the fun of it. It's just kind of like we're here, but yeah, the trophy pops pretty much right away. Nothing else happens after becoming a legend. There also is this like 30-second cutscene before the trophy pops where no dialogue is said, nothing happens, it's just fucking dead space. I guess there's some music in the background and it shows some cars. I don't know, it's very awkward. And I'm not even gonna get into the voice acting of this game because that's just a can of worms that I don't even want to talk about. Okay, moving on. You also do then get like some extra big races to do, which I didn't do because there's no point in doing them now since we are a legend already. I'm not sure why those weren't before, but okay. None of this makes sense. What is this festival aspect of the game? My disappointment is just God.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
And my day is ruined.
Anyways, moving on. This is not like stage 2 of the platinum or completion, I guess. Since this is a Forza game, really everything is just kind of a part of one stage. Just do it. So this is the cleanup now, I guess. My goal was to go get all the bonus boards, being 200 total, and also the mascots, also 200 total. So strap in, boys, because it's time to get 400 collectibles. I want to die. Thankfully, only a few are actually hard to get. But since I have done this on both 4 and 5, I was, pretty used to the typical hard angles and, using terrain to get the jumps and all of that. The first trophy I got during this was actually from claiming a treasure car, though. These are like barn finds, but they're not in barns, and you just find them. That's the only difference I can come up with. So after getting my first one, trophy popped right here. Now, while in the thick of the collectibles, which took me about 6 hours straight of grinding to get, by the way, if you want a time in your head as to how long it does take to get them all, I ended up driving by a lot of stuff, including my final Togue race for that 5 race trophy. Again, these races are nothing new, nothing special, just more standard racing. I mean, thankfully it actually is a race though. And after completing 5, which is all there is, a trophy will pop from that. About 30 minutes later, I then reached the pink stamp level in my discovery, which again is got from just grabbing collectibles and discovering the map. So no surprise, this unlocked here and there's a trophy. 2 hours after that, I then finally found, or at least managed to get all the collectibles. Again, overall, nothing was insanely hard. A few of them were a bit crazy, but you can rewind in this game just like any other Forza game, and it's very easy to set it up once you do get close. I did get the mascots first, however, so here's that trophy pop, and then about like a minute later, I got the bonus boards, so yeah, very fast indeed. After that, I would then get, I guess, one more type of collectible trophy, but it was just those treasure cards again and just finding all 9 of them. Now, since I had the Ultra Virgin edition of this game, I also had the map for them, so very simple, and again, after I grabbed them all, the trophy did pop. Now, I then reached the orange stamp in my discovery book a little bit after that last trophy, which is the third to last one for discovery. Again, it just popped after I got over the limit, no warnings, it just popped, so yeah, there's that. Now, after that trophy, the list did get a little bit dry, so I just real fast ran around and did a few easy trophies to get rid of the random ones I still had left over. First, called Track Day, from setting a lap time at one of those time attack circuits when driving a track toy. Now, a track toy is just a type of car, so I simply sort it in my inventory, picked the fastest one I had, and I just did a time attack. Very simple. After finishing the trophy, then popped. I then did the 2 car meet trophies this game has. First, called All Eyes on You, from parking the 2025 GR GT prototype at a car meet. This is the game cover car, by the way, for whatever reason. I also did this at the 3rd car park I visited, which also gave me the parking all over the world trophy from parking at 3 different car meets. So yeah, double trophy pop right here. Now, after that, I then began a pretty boring grind. After getting all of the collectibles, the only way to really increase the discovery stamps is by going and doing all of these stories and jobs. So I pretty much just went and did all of them, which you also have to do for a trophy called Storyteller, from getting all stars on every story there is, which there isn't that many overall. And during this about, 4 to 5 hour grind, I got 100 cars from gathering rewards from numerous accolades, getting the trophy collector right here. Very simple. And then I just kept on grinding away at the stamps. Obviously, the purple one came before the gold one, so here's that trophy pop. And then about an hour and a half later, the gold stamp was finally achieved. Nothing else really happened of note besides doing that. No cool cinematic, really nothing happened. So I just kept on torturing my balls for another hour to finish off the rest of the stories, getting all of these stars, and finally that Storyteller trophy popped. Very easy to do that, just takes f***ing forever. I then played for a few more hours trying to get the Horizon Cartographer trophy from revealing the entire map, and I actually gave up trying to get this because it ended up getting stuck at 99 out of 100, and I either didn't see it pop on my screen, or after I closed out the game, it just gave it to me upon restarting it. So apparently at like 2 o'clock I got this trophy. I don't really know. Now, the last 4 trophies in this list are the worst in the game in my opinion, and 2 of them are not possible right now at all because the game hasn't fully released yet, and the playlist season isn't out yet. But this trophy called Played List is from earning all the playlist points for a season. This was also a trophy in Forza Horizon 5, and it's also that one that was infamous because it takes like a month or 2 to do. It's that trophy where you have to log in daily to do events and special races, whatever. It's pretty dumb. I hate it. It takes the whole season to earn, so again, like a month or so of playing. It's a very dumb trophy. I hate when games do this. It's the dumbest way to elongate playtime. It's just stupid. Again, you also can't even do that right now because the season hasn't even started. But next is called The Boss, from earning max promotion in a job. And to be honest, I could have done this and I almost did, but I stopped because I got so fucking bored of delivering food. I wanted to lobotomize myself. Next up, I also guess I could have done this one, but it's called Maxed Out from reaching level 100 in the game, on the online portion that is. Again, a very dumb trophy meant to elongate playtime. Level trophies in games are genuinely retarded and not worth getting, especially in an online where there's 3 playable modes: dirt races, normal races, and eliminator. God knows I will end it if I have to play eliminator for another 30 hours. And finally, another trophy that can't be gotten, being the last trophy called Historic Effect. Another trophy which, again, like I just said, isn't possible yet because the series and seasons haven't came out yet due to the game not being fully out when I record this during early access. So yeah, that trophy again is from 5, and again, it is also dumb. So yeah, that's the Forza Horizon 6 trophies completed, or achievements, suck my balls. Overall, I think this game is the most casual racing game I have ever seen release. I have never played a racing game where you, for the most part, aren't actually racing. Taking away positions in all of, or nearly all of the festival events is it's just insane to me. Like, just taking away positions in general makes it so you no longer are racing. You're just driving. It's just driving our cars. That legend race was not a race. It was just a drive with the cringe side characters that bicker like millennials. I don't know. I'd honestly rather do 5's platinum again. At least it's possible. For those comments that are going to complain about this not being a platinum video and me not finishing every single achievement, I got Lego Batman to play, dude. I'm sorry. See you later.